Amazing. Thank you, brother, for the introduction and for hosting a space like this. It's actually really cool to think about, like, all it takes is for one person to have an idea, to create an environment, to create a space, to share ideas. It's cool, man. All it takes is that initiative, and you're a connector, bro. It was one of the things I've loved seeing you just flourishing, is connecting the right people together and creating a space for people to grow. So shout out to you, bro, for having this. I'm sure we'll have about 500 people by the time that this is over. What I will say before I start is y'all get back-to-back mics today. I don't know if it's like in the DNA. I don't know if there's like a secret society of mics where like the trading, investing, entrepreneurship game. I don't know. But if your name is Mike and you're on this call, just know you're destined for this for sure. But I will say this: stick till the end, because what Mike Sotero goes over on the crypto side of things, he gets to really go in. It's getting really hot today. Bitcoin did some crazy things, but what Mike's really, really good at doing is positioning people, especially the newest people, in simple ways to be able to win. So I'm going to do my thing here, but definitely stay till his part, because he's going to cook. But with that being said, y'all, first and foremost, as an investor, I appreciate your time. I understand that right now you are investing your time and you're giving some of it to me, and that is more valuable than money itself, right? And your attention. There's one thing to invest your time, but there's another thing to invest your attention. So thank you for your attention ahead of time. Thanks for putting away your distractions and the TikToks and the Instagrams. I appreciate all you guys for giving me your attention. And I'm going to dive into this because this skill set of day trading is absolutely life-changing on so many different levels. And I want to really be able to give trading itself just the right light. I want you guys to really be able to understand the power of what you have in your hands right now. Because if you're on this call, you are already positioned to be able to learn this in a super efficient way. And the power that this gives you is just so different compared to a lot of different things. There's a lot of different ways to win in this world. There's a lot of ways to get access to your freedom, to be able to explore the world, to be able to spend more time with your loved ones. There's a lot of different ways to do it. This happens to be my favorite way of doing it. And I love it because it's just open to anybody. Like, I might look like you, I might not. And we don't have to. That's why it's so good. I don't come from money. My parents weren't entrepreneurs. I didn't know anyone rich. I didn't know, people who were free. I didn't know that my parents came to the US with that vision, with that goal. And I'm grateful because they positioned me to be able to be around the right people like you are today, to be able to find that. And so to me, trading is one of the coolest skills because it is a reflection of you. So if you consider yourself someone who is hardworking, someone who can endure, the ups and downs of reality. If you consider yourself someone independent and someone that can just follow instructions, then this is for you. And if you feel like you're someone that kind of wants something extra, something more, something different, then just make sure you pay attention to the next 15 minutes or so. And so that this is something that I'm going to give you kind of just a step-by-step guide. So you're able to absolutely position yourself to not just have maybe extra money or a little bit more time, but have a skill. And a skill is worth more than money, because take all the money away, you can go and do it again. Like if this was a video game and I got sent back to 0, I can go do it all over again. And that's what I want for every single person on this call today. So guys, day trading is pretty simple. It's actually really simple. The markets go up and they go down, right? Can we all agree to that? They go up, they go down. Sometimes they go sideways too. But how do we make money? We just choose the right direction. It's that easy. What's that simple? It's that simple. You choose the right direction. If you think it's going to go up, cool. You set a trade up so that if it goes up, you're making some profits. If you think it's going to go down, same thing. Now, where things start to get a little bit interesting is when we start to add a little bit of the details into it. How much money should I put at risk? Right? How do I know when to get in? How do I know when to get out? And so I'm going to give you a couple pointers, guys. I'm going to give you the first lesson here. And this one, if you just remember this, you're set up for a good time and a long time. There's 4 possible outcomes you want in this space, all right? There's only 4. So write this down. Number 1, lose small. Number 2, break even. Number 3, win small. And number 4, win big. And this is the key part about this. The best thing about trading is that all of the variables, for the most part, are in your hands. You control how much money you want to put in every single time. There's not like an accidental, like, oops, I happen to lose everything. Everything's controlled. You establish that at all times. But the best part is this, and I want you to write this down and circle it. The concept of risk and reward. Risk and reward. When you understand this, and you guys are going to learn this, you guys are learning this in the academy. I know a lot of you are already starting to plug in on the first sessions. You know, some of you are already hopping on the live sessions too. But one of the first things that you understand, and I don't want you to go for this to go over your head. That's why I'm going to say some things that might seem simple or basic, but it's the foundation of really having longevity in the game, and it's risk and reward. And I want you to think about in your life right now, how many things do you have in your life right now? Or do you have the skill right now to choose any dollar amount and then position yourself to make 3 times, 5 times more? Think about that. Imagine in the palm of your hands to just be able to choose right now. You know what? Based on what I know, based on what I see here in this market, I can put $100 into this setup, and this 100 can turn into 300. Now, most of my life, I didn't know that was really a thing. Like it just didn't click for me. Like I never thought about like, wait a minute, I'm making money. You know, I was making very little for a super long time, but I never really thought about the money itself being able to grow. It was always like, let me work. And maybe some of you are like me, like I always wanted to scale up. So I always kept looking for new jobs so I can get paid more and more and more, right? And so I'd hopped from job to job to job to job, looking and looking to find whatever opportunity will pay me more. And I didn't really understand that I was chasing the wrong thing. I was chasing, you know, more money for my time, when the whole time it wasn't about getting more money for my hours. It was about being able to grow my money to make more. And so that idea that you're able to do that while you're right now creating income for yourself, whether it's a job, whether it's a business, whichever ways that you make money right now, as you're doing this, you're building out a plan to be able to multiply your money based on your skills, your understanding of the markets, whether you're interacting with it day by day, or whether you're investing and it's a little bit more hands-off. And so that's the cool thing. Like every single person on this call today, you'll be able to fit into one of 3 roles. Either maybe you're more on the day trading side, where you kind of want to be in the action an hour or 2 on a daily basis. And you know, you'll be able to plug in with me or other educators live. Or you might be someone that you're just like, you know what? I'm have a lot on my plate at the moment, but I know the power of putting my money to work, and the earlier the better, because time is in your side when you're investing. The longer that it's there for, the better it has an opportunity to grow. And if that sounds more like you, then Mike Sotero here in a little bit, he's going to be really painting the vision on that and showing you some tools and resources so that you can leverage that, you know, take advantage of those things. Or you're person number 3, like me, and you do both, where it's like, hey, I'm going to put an hour or 2 a day into the trading side and get in, get out, you know, collect a little bit on the daily, or, you know, sometimes you don't, and that's okay. You don't need to, while at the same time you use your income from your businesses, from your job, from your trading, and you put that to invest as well. So you're building a portfolio. So you're working, you're building towards the long term. So most of you fit into one of these three categories. So let me know in the chat which one of you relate to more, whether it's trader, investor, or trader investor. Let me know, because I know there's a lot of different personalities here, and that's what we're here to do, right? What we do is really cater to your strengths, cater to your schedule, right? Cater to the way in which you are. You don't need to become someone different. It's really just, you need to just become the best version of you, combine that with the skills and the resources that we have. So what I want to make sure, and I want to show you guys right now, is I want to show you guys what you should be doing, right? What the step-by-step process is, because I know I have a lot of you here that are like newer and you're starting to see, trading and investing for the first time. So I want to make sure that, one, you're not making rookie mistakes, and two, you're being guided not by theory, but by experience. This is the number one thing that will separate your journey from most people. That you're not just listening blindly to just unorganized information and just anybody. You're getting structured information based off of experience, and it's happening live every single day. So I want to show you guys something that I think is just the reason this is so powerful. And so I want to show you guys this here. Let me know if you can see my chart right now. So I'm not going to go over this chart now. Some of you actually, I think, were on the live stream and you took this with me. This is one of those examples where, for example, let's say here, I know there's about 500 of us on right now, a little bit less, but every person here has a different amount of money that you're working with. Some of you may have taken $10 risk on this trade and you would have made 27. Some of you maybe would have put $100 on this trade and you would have made 270. And this happened over a course of like 3 or 4 days. But this just happened to be on right now. But what I want you guys to understand is that what you're doing and what you're learning, there's a step-by-step process of how you do that. So, for example, here, when you hop on and as you're going through the basics, you're learning the principles. We have it set up so that first, you learn the terminology, because when you look at this for the first time, let's be honest, it looks crazy. It looks complex. It looks like what is even going on here? Some people say like it looks like a heart rate monitor, these charts. It just looks like a foreign language. And just like that, you got to learn, right? You got to learn the basics first. But once you do that, what I want you guys to understand is, one, everything is step by step. So if you're going to take a note of something right now, I want you to write this down. You don't get paid because you get into the market. You get paid when you get out of the market. And so what we do is we make sure you learn the step-by-step of every aspect of this. So you want to understand why the markets are moving. Is it really random? Or is there kind of a pattern to it? Is there a way to kind of read why certain things happen? So we actually have built a step-by-step breakdown of why these things happen and how you know exactly when to get in, know exactly when to get out, know exactly how much should be at risk of what you're doing, and be able to do that with peace of mind. And how do you get peace of mind doing that? Is by being on the live stream. So for example, every single morning, literally Monday through Friday, we hop on the charts live every single morning. So I'll give you an example of here, right? We had this a couple of days back and they're all recorded. So I know some of you guys are pretty busy. You all have a life. You're working, you got kids, a whole bunch of stuff going on. So here, I'm just walking through what's going on in the market, explaining the step-by-step process. Hey guys, for example, this is one that we took together live in the moment. So instead of maybe, watching a YouTube video or Netflix in the moment, or, some sort of, Twitch live stream, this is the same thing, but we're breaking down the markets. And that's the best thing. That's what I love about this, is that you can do exactly what I'm doing, but for yourself. And I want you guys to, I want to get your thoughts, because how do you get good at something? For example, let's say you want to get good at working out. Well, if you just watch someone work out all the time, is that going to get you fit? Not really. But what if you go work out with someone who has 10 years of experience, and they're helping you with your form in the moment? They're actually lifting weight alongside you. You're going to get in pretty good shape. Or if you want to get good at an instrument, you can watch a YouTube video, but you're not getting live feedback. You're not learning how to do, they're not moving your hands. They're not showing you exactly what to do. Sports, same thing. So as you guys are going through the education and you're going through the live streams, I need you guys to show up and take trades together as a community. Plus, everyone here has a community that you're involved in. So, all of you are in a chat. All of you, who here has woken up and your chat is already blowing up? People are talking about a trade. Or today, for example, I woke up, the first thing I saw, chat was going crazy. Like, yo, look at Bitcoin. Like, did you guys see the trade that was sent on Swipe Coin? Did you guys see that, that trade idea? It's the best feeling, because now it's like you have other people who are kind of like your eyes on the market, and they're able to also guide you or just give you a heads up like, yo, this is getting to our zone right now. We're able to get in. We're able to get out. And I don't know about y'all, but my favorite feeling is waking up to texts from my brother, from my sister, from one of my best friends. And they're like, yo, did you take that? Like, yo, did you get into that investment? Did you take that trade? Or this is up. It's an amazing feeling. And just to give you guys some context, like, my wife has been doing this, and she's an educator on the platform too. She goes over crypto. So if you want to learn from someone who can highly simplify things, she's the one you want to listen to. We're talking about, woke up and I literally was like, yo, you gotta look at your portfolio real quick. And then I checked my messages, and my brother was like, yo, bro, we up. And sometimes it's not like that. Sometimes it's like, yo, that trade didn't work out so well. On to the next one. But it's cool. Even my dad texted me this morning, because I got him into trading the indice market. It's kind of like stocks in the morning. And he asked me some feedback on some things like that as well. But it's just cool to have an environment where your people are focused on growth. They're focused on development. And we're talking about what's happening right now. We're not talking about the past. We're not talking about the glory days. We're not talking about, people. Talking about ideas, talking about growth, on how we can do things together. And so trading for me, like, that's kind of always been the cool thing. It's something that you can do for yourself, by yourself, or for other people, or you can do it in a community. And the best thing here is, like, nothing that we do is off of hype. It's all just off of experience. It's off of value. So the conversations about what's happening, what are we doing? And not, oh, what would have been nice, but this is how we do things. Here's how we can prepare. And Mike Sotero is such a testament to that, because while the last 3 years, everyone got real quiet about crypto, who wasn't so quiet? Mike Sotero. Our crypto education. They were literally flying across the planet, all around Europe, all around the US, and just saying, hey guys, when everyone else isn't paying attention, this is when you're going to get the best prices. So year after year after year after year, we've been able to position people when no one's paying attention. If you're on this call and this isn't even your type of thing, you already know you're in the right place. Because now you're starting to hear about it again. Meanwhile, you're able to position yourself, whether you're trading on a daily basis or you're more hands-off in investing. And so for me, I think there's a nice sweet spot in being able to do both And I started learning how to trade when I had a full-time job and a part-time job, and I was going to school. Because if you can start to do something like this when your schedule is hectic, then imagine what it's like when it's not. But at the same time, I realized if I don't learn how to do something else, then I'm going to be stuck doing that my whole life. And guys, I didn't want to work behind a bar my whole life. That just wasn't where I saw my cards. You know, it wasn't for me. It's not that it's wrong. It just wasn't for me. I just had different plans. And in order to make those plans happen, you gotta learn new skills. You gotta get it around different people, around the right people. So in terms of trading, guys, like the number one thing that I can tell you is this, and I want to give you 3 things that you should avoid so that you survive. Because the game is about survival first, then it gets fun. But in the beginning, you want to just position yourself so you can learn. So first thing you want to do is this. You want to reset your expectations, right? Trading is something that takes a little bit longer to see your money give you profits. Investing, you can get your money to work a little bit right away. Trading, it's more about precision. So we got to learn a little bit more. But the reward to that is amazing. So first of all, for trading, guys, allow yourself to learn before you ever put money on the line. That's the first thing. Number 2, the way to success with this is going to be just discipline, right? And controlling your emotions. So if right now you're an emotional wreck, we're going to work on that, all right? And guess what? We have courses on here just for that. Getting your emotions dialed in, getting your psychology and your mindset better so you're able to do this. And the same stuff, guys, because the better you get at precision in the market, the better you're going to get at investing too. So they go hand in hand every time. And number 3 is going to be this. Hop on the live streams, because that's when you get to literally interact with the live breathing market while we're literally interacting with it in real time. And there's no better way to learn than by not just watching, but doing. So make sure that you have your trading account set up, especially just the practice ones. So you're taking the trades, you're feeling what it's like to get in, to make the adjustments, to get out, to build the confidence, and to start to kind of get a glimpse of what that really looks like later on. Because once you've made money with your money, it really alters the way you look at money and time forever. It's so different. And so I want to make sure you guys can have that experience of like, wow, my money that I earned, because I learned how to position this, it can 2x, it can 3x without me having to go and do a whole bunch of stuff, go and give all my time back. So I think that's super valuable. But with that being said, guys, I'm going to pass it back to Neno so he can give a proper introduction to Mike Sotero. Mike is someone, man, I've been able to see him grow, and he's put so many people on in the right way and in a simple way. And so, guys, if you're going to learn how to trade, go through step by step, watch through the academy, make sure you watch the simplified course that we have for getting in, getting out, and managing your risk, and then just plug in live every single day. Do that, talk with the community, and you're good to go. But Nano, man, pass it back to you, brother. Thanks for the invitation. And you guys will be hearing from me literally every single day.
Wow, thank you so much, Mike. We are so blessed and grateful for you, my brother. Guys, can we type a thank you in the chat for Mike? Just coming in here to share some, basic value that everybody can, learn from and understand. And, it's amazing that you take the time out of your day, bro. I'm sure you've been on calls all day. So the fact that you still were able to jump on today's call, over 460 plus on the call today, says a lot about you and your leadership. Guys, you guys can learn from Mike Navarrete when you plug into our community. Imagine having somebody like him in your corner that you can learn from, that can teach you all the strategies and techniques. And look, guys, today he kept it basic. He just basically gave you guys the basic mentality when it comes to trading. But this is someone you can learn from on a day-to-day basis, Monday through Friday. And I'm super, super excited for it. So Mike, thank you again, my brother. I appreciate you. Now, who's ready for Mike Sotero? Who's ready to learn about crypto? Who's ready to understand what's happening with Bitcoin? What's happening with crypto? Who's ready for that? Because I'm ready for that. You see, Mike Sotero, honestly, we'll keep this right here. But Mike Sortero is one of the educators that has allowed me to make some of the most money that I've ever made, because he's someone that has the results that I want. And honestly, whatever he tells me to do, I just do it. He's put me onto amazing crypto investments, NFTs that I was able to make some amazing profits on. He taught me the power of staking in the markets, everything that has to do with dollar cost averaging. Like, when you talk about someone that is a true leader and educator in the crypto space, this is who he is. And he does all the hard work. He goes to the events. He spends hours and hours searching the web. He goes to these events and he networks with the right people, and he gets all this information, and then he comes on our calls and he teaches it to us. He teaches us everything that we need to know about crypto. This guy has traveled to over 30 different countries, all over Europe, all over South America, teaching about crypto. This is somebody that is sought out by hundreds of people, thousands of people all around the world. The top companies want to learn from this guy, because when it comes to crypto, he is a nerd, a crypto nerd, legitimately, and he's one of the best in the game. So I'm going to step out of the way of greatness, and we're going to wrap up this call with my brother, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mike Sortero. Take it away. Tell the family what they want to hear. We are excited today, bro. Floor is yours.
Let's go. Appreciate you. Guys, let's give it back to Neno, to Mike, and for yourself. You can put some sevens in the chat. I got into crypto 7 years ago. I bought Litecoin and I bought Ripple because I saw people talking about speed and they were going to beat the banks. And, now all the banks are involved. So if you're a guest on tonight's call, number one is you should not feel overwhelmed. You should feel excited about the future, because now you found education, you found information, and you found a community, right? The person that introduced me to entrepreneurship, they quit entrepreneurship, but I didn't. And 4 years after that, I found, crypto and all that stuff. And I really wasn't going to show this because I kind of don't like talking about it. But I think it needs to be talked about from a standpoint of, this is the emotions of life. And this is the emotions that the markets show us on candlesticks or on charts going up and down. And maybe in your life right now, everything's going great. Maybe in your personal and in your life, you feel depressed. And trust me, I've been there. And regardless, here's the good news is depression doesn't last forever. Anger shouldn't last forever. And in the markets, which is an emotional living organism, because people are involved, you have these emotions that show on the charts. Now, if you're a guest here tonight, I'm going to be honest with you, we're not in a depressed place in the markets, in crypto at least, right? We're more toward the belief through and euphoria. So I'm going to show you how you can navigate and really answer one question. How many people want to know if it's too late? But before I answer that question, you need to understand where we were less than 18 months ago. Where were you November of 2022? If you're in America, you might have been in Thanksgiving. Where were you November of 2022? Looking back, this was the bottom of crypto. And this was a time when Bitcoin was 16,000. This was when Ethereum was $1,000. Now you're saying, Mike, that's really expensive. Well, if you're a guest, understand two things. Well, Mike Navarrete just showed you, who's one of my mentors, who I've learned from for many years, you can trade. So up, down, market, sideways, doesn't matter. You're good. Second thing is you can buy fractions. These are fractionalized assets. I can buy half or a quarter or a thousandth of a Bitcoin. And what you're going to start to hear, if you're a guest taking notes, I would write this down. The word that you're going to hear from all the banks and your bank most likely is this word called tokenization. They're going to tokenize, I believe, other markets outside of crypto, and they are going to tokenize real world assets. In Colombia, in the country of Colombia, you can take the deed of your house and put it on the blockchain. We're early because I still can't buy crypto with like my MetaMask wallet or my Ledger. Not yet. You can buy houses and properties in crypto. And that's where I think the world will go in 5-10 years, is houses will be evaluated in the term of a Bitcoin rather than a US dollar. Now, I do not believe the dollar is going to crash, because if the dollar crashes, we're in some trouble here in crypto for a little bit. But I do believe you're not too late. Okay. Now, real quick, give me a 1 in the chat if you've started your portfolio. Give me a 2 in the chat if you have not yet started your portfolio. Because fast forward 18 months, when you look at the prices today, yeah, Bitcoin's back almost at the top. Ethereum's back almost at the top. And if you're a guest on here tonight, understand it doesn't matter because these cycles are going to repeat. And if you're one of our students and you've been in for more than 4 years, you know, you tell me in the chat how you're doing. You know, I can't say it, but I get messages every day. You know, last year I spent almost half the year on the road spending my own money doing events all around Europe and the world, talking about some of the things I'm going to share with you here tonight. So if you're not taking notes, I would. And if you're a guest, one of the first things you can set up tonight is a wallet. You do not leave your crypto on exchanges. For example, Coinbase, Binance, we don't trust any of them, right? Even the one that used to be like the Miami Heat sponsor, FTX, the owner's in jail right now. But hey, I'm really grateful for him being in prison because he pushed the market down and gave us these entries. He's one of the reasons. There's more to it, but you get what I'm saying. So, you know, a MetaMask wallet. This is a great starting point. We teach you this on our Go Live sessions. Do not really even leave your crypto in here, but it's better than an exchange. And the best place for your crypto is a ledger, okay? LEDGER. Don't send, you know, the 24 words that you need to get your crypto back. And the best part about crypto is security. I was in Connecticut doing an event 2 years ago, left my laptop in an Uber, and I had a MetaMask wallet attached to that computer. You know, not a lot, you know, a couple $1,000, whatever. Lost the computer. I watched the computer on my phone. You guys ever use the Find My iPhone app? I watched my computer go from Connecticut to New York City and get sold. Sucked. But guess what? I got back home, bought a new computer, and guess what? The recovery words, all my crypto is back. If you're educated, you're not worried. If you have a bank account in America on the call here tonight, let me know what bank you have. I don't need your routing number or account number or anything like that. But what bank do you have? A lot of Chase. Okay, who owns Chase? Or who's the CEO of Chase Bank, right? Jamie Dimon. In 2017, he said Bitcoin was a scam. 5 days later, he bought 50 million. And now JP Morgan offers cryptocurrency services to their clients. And soon they're going to offer you a cryptocurrency wallet in the bank, I believe. I believe that's a matter of time. And I also know that all the banks are involved in crypto. How do you know? Charles Schwab, Fidelity, BlackRock, they're all either accumulating Bitcoin via ETF, or they're opening up their own exchanges like EDX markets. So tonight, let's get down to the good stuff. Let's actually talk a little bit about the past. I know Mike said he wasn't going to talk about the past, but we got to learn from the past in these markets. Let me ask you another question. What were you doing in 2014? If you're a guest, you should get so excited to be on this call because if you believe history repeats itself, and I believe it does to an extent in the markets, you should really watch this. In 2013, I mean, I just graduated high school here. Bitcoin was $1,000 and it went to 200. Think about going into your bank account and there was 1,000 today and through time it went to 200. How would you feel? Somebody tell me your emotion in the chat. But if you waited a couple years and you did nothing, keyword did nothing, it would have gone up a lot. Well, okay. In 2017, Bitcoin hit 20,000, which is where, you know, a lot of people started to get in at. And then it dropped. It went down 86%. Oh my God, it went down 86%. And then guess what? In 2021, it hit $70,000 about, and then it went down 77%. So the reason that I'm showing you this, it went down, is because it was normal. And if Bitcoin goes to 100K and drops 80%, it'll be normal. And it'll probably, something like that will probably happen. Now, where the market's at today, we have to navigate carefully with tools like Swipecoin and Go Live. Now, I want to really show you something here. And if you're a guest, you're going to be able to see this. People are asking, well, Mike, Bitcoin's too high. What about other cryptos? I want to show you something on how history repeats itself. And I want to show it to you from an educational point of view. I want you to look at the chart on the right, the one that's red and green. Just like Bitcoin went down like 90%, 80%, there are what we call in crypto altcoins. or other coins. And this is going to be a really expensive Zoom call in 5-10 years if you're not paying attention. Anything but Bitcoin is considered an altcoin. Ethereum is the biggest altcoin. It's at $3,400. Okay. Well, did you know, I'm not even going to go back too far. In 2018, one Ethereum was at $1,400. It went all the way down to $80. Somebody tell me in the chat how you would feel if you bought right here. How would you feel if you held? No, you held from 1,000 to 80. Most people, they get scared, they sell, they're fearful, they would feel bad. But what if I told you all you had to do is nothing and accumulate at the bottom? Now I want to ask you something real quick. Look at the chart on the left. Let's start at the top. Boom. Boom. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Is you see this, this on the chart on the left is Solana, and it went down 96%. Ethereum went down 94%. Interesting. Let me show you something. Forget the percent. Look at the pattern or look at the emotions. Down, low, down, low. Okay. Then price tried to go up. Well, that's interesting. And then it kind of went like sideways. Oh, wow. Okay. Did the same thing there. Interesting. And then it's not the exact same. Here you had this, this little push. And then let's actually put the chart on here. What did Ethereum do over here? Watch this. Through time, Ethereum hit $80. And then through time, what did the market do? Now, this right here is in 2020. And let's focus on the chart on the left. The market did pretty much the same exact emotion. Now, what the point of me showing this to you is watch what happens when price broke right there. Went crazy. Well, where is Solana approaching right now? Similar level. Now this by no means is me telling you to go buy it right now. Because, and I'm going to be really transparent, and I shouldn't show you this, but this is old. People can lie. I'm a result-oriented person. Let's look at the results. All of our students got this list on April 5th of last year. And this is why if you're a guest, you're going to want to get started here tonight, because me and Kurt are going to be dropping a list in the next couple of months. And it's going to be a little bit different type of list. What is one of the coins here? Solana. Okay, that's April 5th of 2023. What was the price of Solana April 5th of 2023? It was at $20. What's the price of it here today, guys, in the chat box? It's $122. Okay. And just like I showed you here, I think it does have a lot of room to grow. Now, if you're a guest, you're saying, well, Mike, how do you know all this stuff? And how do I actually make money from all this stuff? It's very simple. Write this down. Step one, you're going to download this app on your phone. It's called Swipecoin. Okay. This app, it's a must-have. And just like Mike explained to you, you can actually trade these assets. Of course, it signs me out. And you can trade these assets. So whether the market's going up or down, guess what? You get a notification to your phone. You can take the trade. Now, what I'm talking about right now is more of an investing in these assets. Well, Mike, did you call out Solana? Of course. So these are some assets that have happened. I'll give you like one or two if you want. Let's take a look, because I don't want you to miss out. And I'm going to show you why it's not too late here for the next cycle. We called out Solana. What is this? June of 2022. So, you can't tell me you didn't have time. Price actually went lower than that, but all of our students were able to catch this at around $20. Now, I want to show you a couple ideas that are more recent, right? To March of 2023. Take a look at this. Okay, watch this. I'm going to zoom in for you. March of 2023, we called out the crypto. So it's really simple. You get the notification here. You go to this free website called coingecko.com. You search the crypto, and then when you click on markets, it shows you everywhere that you can buy the crypto. Okay, so here, if we click on markets, it's on Coinbase, it's on Kraken, it's on all the exchanges. Now, we called this out March of 2023 at the orange line. Okay, you would have had, and I'm showing this to you, and then I'm going to show you some current ideas we have potentially active. You would have had a couple months, about 3 months, to get into this idea. We give you when to exit the market as well. 921, 1500, and 2400. Well, exit 1 was hit, exit 2 was hit, and exit 3 is about to get hit any day now. Okay, did anybody catch this? I had somebody DM me from Mexico that they bought one maker at about $500, and they sold at about 2,000. They had one token. You can do the math. It's life-changing. Now, I don't know if it's going to change your life, because this is all risk, and this could all go to zero. But I would rather get educated on this space. Now let me answer this question real quick. Mike, how big is this space going to get? Well, I'll tell you this. Right now, if Bitcoin gets to the space of the market cap of Apple, does anybody have an Android here? Anybody have an Android on the call? Really sorry to hear that. But if when Bitcoin gets to the same size as Apple, one Bitcoin's worth $140,000. I think that can happen on this next run. I don't know. I'm not a magician, but let's not be heartbroken when that happens and say somebody didn't try to help me. Okay. Maker was one example. Let me give you another one, because some people think we're just guessing, and sometimes we are actually, we are guessing. November 14th. This was a couple weeks ago. This is like, a couple months ago. We called out a crypto called ENS. Once again, we give you the price, potentially buy it at $8. 14, 20, 38. We're looking to get out of it. ENS, it hit $8. You know the price of it today? $21. That's interesting. Does anybody know a company called GoDaddy? You ever bought a website before? Well, yeah, ENS partnered up with GoDaddy. And they're going to be offering domain names to their customers. Well, that ENS is for Ethereum projects. What if there was another similar project, and hopefully you're taking notes here, for Solana? Oh, well, there is. It's called FIDA, F-I-D-A. Now, I shouldn't have really shown that on this call, but if you saw it, you saw it. So I'm going to give you one more example, and then I'm going to pass this thing back to Neno to close this out. Is you have exchange ideas. We will help you, and we could go through this whole list. We called out Compound on the app under $40. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Compound's up 200%. We called out Uniswap at $3. Literally on March 29th. Right now, this is up. That percentage. I mean, the list goes on and on. I'm not trying to make people feel bad. I'm trying to make sure you're prepared and you're feeling good in this next market. We called out Link at $5. It's trading at 20. So the purpose of you getting started and becoming one of the students here is access to these incredible people, right? You had AWOL yesterday, Mike Nav, all the team, Nick Gomez. You have an incredible group of people here that don't need to do this, that choose to do this, and you get a chance to learn from them. I teach them multiple times a week on many different channels. My personal channel, Mondays and Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, right? Wednesdays, we go a little bit more in depth. Mondays, if you're new, make sure you're there on Monday. Get started and be on my Monday class and ask questions. On Mondays, I answer all the questions in the chat box. It's so important, right? In crypto and in the Forex side of things, there's like live sessions. Like I know Mike Navarrete does like live sessions where we're looking at the markets and looking for ideas, and it's a lot of fun. And that's the best part about trading and investing is you're not doing it by yourself. Like, cool, my portfolios, maybe it's in the right direction. But guess what? Put a 2 in the chat if your portfolio is moving in the right direction and you're one of our students. I can't pay all these people. I won't have any crypto left. So the point is tonight get started. Now, I don't know if this is going to happen in our lifetime, but if it does, I hope I'm going to be here. I hope you're here as well. If Bitcoin gets to the same market cap as gold, that's the price of a Bitcoin. There's only 21 million, and we're going to go help. We're going to go help 200 million people learn about this and get educated. So, Neno, I'm going to pass it back to you. Look, be on the next Go Live session. Me and Kurt are live tomorrow on Go Live at 2 p.m. I know Mike Navarrete has some sessions, and you're here, right? You're here when Bitcoin's at 61. It's about to create an all-time high. It's the best time to get started because whether we go up, come back, there will be pullbacks in the market. Let me break some news to you. And there will be opportunities. And I actually like XRP. I like it closer to 50, but XRP is still in my zone. And I've been in it for a long time, but it's still in my zone to give out. Okay, guys, have a great night. Neno, back to you. Appreciate y'all. Have a great evening. See ya.
Amazing, Mike. Thank you so much, bro, for that. Guys, can we type a thank you in the chat for my brother, Mr. Mike Sortero, and my brother, Mike Navarrete, for just coming in here, guys, and giving us free value. If you guys got value today, put a 3 in the chat box. If you guys learned something, if you guys were able to get something for this call. Guys, that was for free. That was my gift to you. That was Mike Sortero's gift to you. That was Mike Navarrete's gift to you. We wanted to come on here and just be able to gift you guys some amazing value that you guys can learn. We have just officially wrapped up, day 2 of the masterclass. I'm just gonna really quick for anyone that does and is looking forward to getting started today. I'm gonna just go over a couple things. I just need 2 minutes of your time and then we're done with this call. So look, guys, we have amazing educators. We have a community here. Our goal is to help people. I created this masterclass. I put this masterclass together so that we can all give value. Between yesterday and today, we have impacted the lives of over 800 people. Tomorrow is day 3. Tomorrow, we have another amazing trading educator that's the master of trading gold. And then we have the number 7 cryptocurrency educator in the world. His name is Curtis Cobain, jumping on this call, all right? And the reason why we do this is because we want people to learn. We want people to elevate. Now, I've been having a lot of people message me, Neno, how do I get started with this amazing academy? Well, look, guys, today we actually have a sale and we have a platform that you guys can get started with. Now, if you're wondering, Neno, how do I get started? Very simple. We have a sale, we have a package on sale that once was $499 to get started. If you guys want to get started with our community, get back to the person that invited you and get started today for a one-time payment of just $275. Okay, you'll be able to get trading and investing into crypto together with that package. And on top of that, you'll also get a free package for free for personal development. It does not get better than that. So you get a chance to trade and you get a chance to invest for just a $275 price a day and $250 a month if that's something that you're truly interested in. Remember, this is an investment back into yourself. You're going to get access to individuals like Mike Sortero, like Mike Navarrete. We had Jay Awal yesterday. We have amazing educators that you guys are going to be able to get a chance to learn from here within this platform. And it's only $250, guys. Like, think about it. That's a night out with our friends on the weekend. And something I'll always remember, and the reason why I have the success today that I have is because I'll never forget what my mentor said on that call. He said, Neno, you got to put your pockets into your mind so that your mind can fill up your pockets. Okay, you got to invest back into yourself. You got to get investments so you can get access to the information that you guys can have people like Mike Sortero in your pocket. You can have individuals like Mike Navarrete telling you when to buy and sell in the market so you can be able to make day-to-day profits with trading. Like, think about it. If you would have had access to Mike Sortero a year ago, you would have been able to get into a lot of these investments and you would have been able to 5x, 10x, and even 15x your money with what it is. So now think about what it would be like if you gain access to these individuals. Now, imagine what the end of 2024 is going to be like when you start gaining access to the individuals now. But remember, like everything else, it pays to play. All right. You invest your pockets back into your mind and your mind will fill up your pockets. Okay. So if you want to get started, get back to the person that invited you. Let them know that you're ready to get started. It's a $275 initial payment to get started, $250 a month. And hey, look, if you don't want to pay that $250 every single month because it's a membership, guess what? We offer a 2 free scholarship program where if you refer 2 people to the academy and they get started, you get the membership for free. So let's say tonight you were to get started. You're like, Nano, you know what? I'm getting started right away. Invite 2 of your friends to the call tomorrow to see day 3 of the masterclass, you get 2 of your friends to get started. Now your membership is free. Now you can take that $250 that you were going to invest monthly into the academy. You can invest that now into crypto and into the trading markets. All right, guys. So that's everything right there. I just gave you guys 2 amazing educators that you can learn from, Mike Navarrete and Mike Sortero. For those who don't remember my name or know who it is that I am, my name is Neno. I am your host of this 3-day masterclass. You guys can find me on Instagram at Long Live Neno, Neno. But get back to the person that invited you. Let them know that you're ready to get started. Make a decision today to do more for yourself, to invest back into yourself. Because remember, if you put your pockets into your mind will fill up your pockets, guys. Thank you so much for being here on day 2. On behalf of Digital Dynasty, on behalf of all of I Am Mastery Academy, we welcome you to the family. We welcome you to this amazing community. And I will see you guys at the top, because the bottom is way too crowded, guys. Have a beautiful night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow on day 3. God bless.
Introducing I Am Academy Stock and Cryptocurrency course, a groundbreaking educational course designed to empower students with the education and confidence to excel in the dynamic worlds of stocks and cryptocurrencies. Our course is meticulously curated to provide a deep understanding of market trends, analysis techniques, and strategies that are essential for achieving consistent gains. With top IM educators and real-time market simulations, students gain invaluable insights into the ever-changing landscape of stocks and cryptocurrencies. With this course, you will learn strategies that enhance your ability to analyze and evaluate market indicators and to best inform your trading experience. At I Am Mastery Academy, we've been teaching for over 10 years. Join us today to unlock the secrets of stocks and cryptocurrency and position yourself for a brighter future.